Take a moment and consider the type of food you buy at the grocery store. Ultimately, we buy for health and satisfaction. But what if I told you that the products you're placing in your cart can harm your health, the health of your family, deplete the Earth's farming land, and cause lack of food for future populations? Would you want to hear more? To help you understand the seriousness of these statements, I'm going to introduce you to a little boy named Kevin, who suffered severely due to conventional food production carelessness. And I also want to explain the two major types of farming, organic and conventional, and to suggest a new farming method that could potentially change what is now looking to be a dreary future. Before we can understand how these farming processes will affect our future, we have to first understand the major differences between organic farming and conventional farming. Organic food producers must follow strict guidelines set by the USDA, and foods must not contain pesticides, antibiotics, growth hormones, or medications to spur growth or prevent disease. Because these ingredients are not present in the meat and crops that organic farmers produce, the work that goes into maintaining the food is exponentially greater than other methods. Conventional farming is basically everything that organic farming is not. Conventional farms use chemicals, growth hormones, and antibiotics to ensure the highest product yields possible, but sacrificing quality and optimal nutrition. I know that when discussing farming techniques, it is common to only think about fruits and vegetables, but meat can fall under the same category. Although there are different regulations for raising livestock, obviously they don't grow on a stalk in a field, the regulations are still very similar. Using today's conventional methods involves many steroids and antibiotics in conjunction with feeding the cows excessive amounts of corn. While these conventional techniques yield more production, food safety and wholeness of health are sacrificed by creating a higher risk of E. coli along with a higher fat content and highly decreased nutritional value. As mentioned earlier, Kevin Kowalczyk, a once happy and healthy young boy, was suddenly stricken with illness. But what happened? He was diagnosed with E. coli 0157H7, an illness he received from contaminated meat of a hamburger he had ingested 2 weeks before he showed symptoms. After 12 days of intense pain and suffering, multiple surgeries, and cries of agony due to lack of water, Kevin passed away at the age of 2 years, 8 months, and 2 days old. Because of the negligent conventional farming processing techniques, this contaminated meat was processed and shipped to the restaurant for Kevin's consumption. If a different type of farming and processing system for this meat had been implemented, a safer and more efficient one, it could have saved Kevin's life. Although organic foods are better for human health, another question is often raised. What about cost? No one wants to pay more to receive less, and this is a common misconception when it comes to organic food production. Although organic foods can have a higher cost because of the strenuous amount of upkeep that is necessary, one must consider that because of the conventional farming techniques, costs including replacement of eroded soils, cleaning up polluted water, health care of farmers who get sick because of exposure to harsh chemicals, and environmental costs of pesticide production and disposal, organic farming might actually be cheaper in the end. When it comes to the amount of food produced, although organic crop yields can be lower, with good management practices, particular crop types, and growing conditions, organic farming can nearly match conventional yields, thus virtually eliminating this argument against organic farming techniques. If these reasons are not enough to convince you that we need to make changes to our food production system, also consider population growth. The Earth's population is expected to reach 9 billion by the year 2030, and the agricultural land is becoming scarcer and poorer in quality. The intense agricultural practices of conventional farming that are being implemented in our world are depleting our soil and exhausting our land with no plan to fix it. Our planet cannot sustain the conventional farming operations indefinitely, and as the population of the world is quickly growing, we must have farming land that is capable of supplying them with food. Although organic farming has the capability to nearly match conventional methods, some might argue that not all farms will employ the needed management to raise the crop yields. If this is the case, what is the solution to our ever-growing population and ever-depleting agricultural land? Some have suggested that integrated farming systems have potential to reduce negative environmental impacts while maintaining yield levels. But what is this integrated farming system? To better explain this hybrid farming technique, consider two of your favorite actors or actresses. Mine are James Franco and Channing Tatum. I adore James Franco's smile, but his eyes lack a certain entrancement, whereas Channing Tatum has the most captivating eyes while his smile is nice but ordinary. Now imagine being able to take James Franco's smile and Channing Tatum's eyes and create the most attractive movie star. This is how hybrid farming techniques work, taking the best organic farming methods, no pesticides, no antibiotics, and the fact that they are not harmful to agricultural land, and combine those methods with the high yields and low prices of conventional farming methods. Organic farming is by far the safest option for providing food for our families, but there are some disadvantages to it that conventional farming offers potential solutions to. To avoid more instances like that of Kevin Kowalczyk's, to feed our exploding population, and to maintain usable agricultural land, finding a plausible solution to these crises should be in the forefront of our scientific efforts. Hybrid farming is a solution that incorporates many good things, but only time will tell if this is the true solution to our problems. The bottom line is, if we want to provide the world with enough safe goods like all natural fruits, vegetables, and meats, a compromise must be made between the sides of organic and conventional methods to create the possibility for a stable future.